book bans. Recently, we've seen attempts to yank books from shelves in Tennessee, Florida, Oklahoma, Texas, and more. Book challenges are nothing new, though. It's a war that's been waged in libraries across America for decades. But according to the American Library Association, there were 330 book challenges in the fall of 2021 alone, an uptick from the same period across recent years. So why are we seeing this trend making a comeback? For that question, we bring in Dr. Taslin Magnuson. She works with the Every Library Institute to help track the book banning efforts currently happening across the country. Dr. Magnuson, thank you so much for joining us. We took a look at the spreadsheet you're compiling for the current school year and counted challenges to books in school districts across at least 35 of the 50 states. Why do you think we're seeing this type of movement making a comeback?
I think well, first, thanks for picking up on this issue. It's really important right now. From my research, what I've really seen is a coordinated effort. There's many parents who are concerned about their children, but what we see underlying that is an ecosystem of disinformation and misinformation about books that surfaces in challenges. There's people coordinating across the country to talk about what's appropriate and what's not appropriate.
And of course, freedom of speech is something we all know about, but are there any specific protections when it comes to literature and ways to make sure that people are able to get the books that are, sometimes they're tough to read, but important to have?
Yeah, the Supreme Court, I'm not a legal scholar, but the Supreme Court has weighed in on this issue, and school boards and schools cannot remove books just because they disagree with them. There's some wiggle room for school boards across the country about community sentiment and feeling, but most school districts have systems in place already that allow parents to submit challenges to assignments, to books that their children have been assigned to read. And there's a process already in place that would allow them to challenge these and give alternative assignments. The problem now that we're seeing is that they are unwilling to follow the process and uninterested in following the process and want all books removed.
And why is it so important to have books like the ones we're looking at right now, for instance, Speak? I remember reading that when I was young, and it had an impact on me, and not a negative one. Why do you think it is so important for books like that to be available and not be hidden from children and really just anyone?
Books provide a way for kids to learn about their world. We want them to be critical thinkers. We want them to know and appreciate differences. There was a scholar over 30 years ago, Dr. Bishop, who coined the term windows and mirrors. Children need books they need to be able to see themselves, and they need to see other children, and they need to see other kinds of people and living across the United States. It provides a way of building empathy, it provides a means of connecting, and it provides a means of them learning to be independent people in the world.
Yeah, and that's something we definitely do not want to stop. All right, thank you so much, Taslin Magnuson, for your expertise on this.
Thank you.